Hello.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
Hafsa.
Hafsa. Okay. What are we talking about today?
Actually, I contacted you after seeing one of your TikTok yesterday.
Okay.
And um I just wanted, to discuss a little bit on what you're doing and everything because I believe you have an agency, right?
No. What do you mean an agency? A
Oh, you don't.
marketing agency?
Yes, exactly.
Well, we do marketing for our clients, but we are not an agency. I'm a management consultant. We did redesign companies.
Oh, okay.
Most of my clients are in the construction renovation space. What kind of work do you do?
No, actually, because on your TikTok, I believe I haven't watched it before coming on the call, just to remember. But you were talking about, you mentioned like landscaping and everything and how you can develop like a business doing landscaping. And
For our
because,
clients, yeah, we're looking for partners. I
yeah,
own shares in 19 different companies. We are starting 3 other companies. We are looking for partners to start other companies.
what do you mean by that?
I don't know how else to explain it. I have partners who run businesses. I do the marketing side of things. They do the production side of things. I don't know how else to explain it. They do one job, I do another.
Okay, I got it. Got it.
You still haven't told me what you do.
Oh yeah, I do like I actually started a digital marketing advertising
Okay.
agency.
All right.
And um like at the moment, the reason I contacted you is because I was about to I was about to start looking for landscaping businesses and you know, promote their business, but I was like, this is not, a business that I really know. So
Okay.
um
Well, if you're looking to grow your marketing company, I would suggest you do the same thing that I do, post a lot of content on social media, and also join Facebook groups. For example, I manage 10 groups. One of the groups has 334,000 members. That's going to be the best place for you to find clients for your business. Does that make sense?
yeah.
But you can't be salesy on there. You can't say you run, a marketing company. You will be booted out in 30 minutes. Okay, so you
Sure.
have to engage with them in whatever problem they're talking about. They could be complaining about, workmanship or whatever it is, um, and you have to engage with them and develop trust. Then eventually, once the conversation goes to one-on-one off of the Facebook group, then you can talk about the things you do and how you can help them. But that should be over a 2 or 3 month process. That can't be in the same conversation. So you have to develop trust. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Everybody
Well,
says they can do that, but it's not as easy as it sounds.
yeah, yeah, got it. Do you have any advice, to um like find clients for the agency? Because I believe you've been in the business like way more,
40 years, yes. I started
way
my
more.
first construction business when I was 17. So so you need to, well, first of all, the way I get clients, okay, the reason why people come to me is because I have a track record. I've helped over 1,000 companies go from 0 to 20 million. We've done that 1,000 times. Okay. I've got 500 YouTube videos that show the process. right? So you need to have a foundation. You need to have credibility. People need to trust you. And forgive me for saying this, but when I look at you, you look like you're 14 years old. Okay. In a way,
Okay.
that's a compliment. In a way, it's not, because, what does a 14-year-old know about helping me grow my business? You understand the problems you're going to create. You are creating these problems. Okay. So you need to deal with this. The same problem that I had when I was 17 years old and trying to start a business. Who the hell is going to trust a 17-year-old to renovate their house? Right. So I had to look in the mirror and say, okay, what problems am I going to create? And that was one of them. So how I solved that problem was, my first employee was my uncle, who was much older than I was, and he was the face of the company. Okay. So you got to figure out what your problems are going to be, then solve the problems before you create them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, completely.
Okay. So that's going to be one of them. And credibility and trust foundation is going to be, the other part as well. Where do you live?
Right now in Dubai.
In Dubai, okay. So where do you want to get clients? In Dubai or in North America or Europe?
I'm coming from the UK. I just moved from the UK, so basically like UK or here in Dubai.
Okay. Okay. And how do you feel you can help these companies? You were talking about landscaping companies. That is a good niche because they need a lot of help. How is it you feel that you can help them? What kind of experience do you have?
I've been a media buyer for like more than 3 years now. I've started during COVID. I have lots of case studies of my previous work with my own brands. I grew like 6 figures brand in the past, and I just can help them literally with bringing more more leads to their business, like for sure, through
Okay.
like
Okay. So I would start with that. How many followers do you have?
which platforms,
All of them.
general.
All of them.
Like I'm more focused on TikTok, to be honest. I have like 86,000 followers.
Okay. All right. So that's a great base. So I would start with, are they business owners, or what's the demographic of 86,000 followers?
Basically, the account grew because I was giving like mindset advice,
Okay.
business advice, this kind
Okay.
of thing. Right
So
now, I'm
it's
trying.
mostly entrepreneur type followers then. Okay. Well, that's great. So I would
Like,
use what you just said a few minutes ago. I would use your previous clients, even though they were for another company. I would create case studies for them, and basically say, this client was XYZ company. They were at, $1 million in revenue. We did this, and this, and after 3 months, they're doing this. And I would create a video for each case study and start posting that. And eventually people will start coming to you to ask for advice, right? So be vulnerable. You're young, you're beautiful. Use that.
I'm not young actually, I'm 30 years old. I'm not that young.
Okay, so state that. I'm not, I know I look 16 years old. I've been accused of looking 14 years old, but I'm actually 30 years old. I actually have a lot of business experience. Then start with the case studies. Does that make sense? Okay. So you need to dispel any misconceptions that people have about you. But use your vulnerability to connect with people. I just got off a Zoom call with a young business owner. She's actually a mom. And I'll ask for her permission to share that video with you. But the same advice that I gave her is the same advice that I'm going to give you. Use the fact that you're a beautiful woman and you can connect, in her case, with moms. She's trying to start businesses with moms so they can start permanent jewelry business. Okay, so use vulnerability to create trusted relationships. You have advantages that I don't. So use those advantages. Use vulnerability and use those case studies to connect with business owners.
Got it. What do you mean exactly by use vulnerability?
Vulnerability. Do you have any clients yet? When did you start your business?
Last month.
Okay, so use that. Just say, I've been employed by this company, XYZ company. Probably don't mention the company name, but you can say a top name in the marketing field. I'm thinking of quitting my job, and you should have done this before quitting your job, because using your progress is one of the best way to do it. One of the videos on my TikTok basically says, a week ago I had 30 followers. Now I have 9,000 followers. So I'm using my progress to connect with people. So that's a process that's even more valuable for you as a female. So use that. I'm about to quit my job. I'm nervous. I'm scared. This is terrifying for me. How am I going to pay my bills? And use that to connect with people. Okay. And ask for people's advice. How did you start your business? How did you get your first client? How did you, create a following, right? Use that to create a following, and use hashtags like landscaping and whatever groups you want to connect. And those are the people who are going to give you advice. Then slowly from advice, them offering you advice, and as you're building that relationship over the next weeks or months, then gradually that conversation is going to turn. You're going to start asking them questions. How is your company doing? How do you attract employees? How do you attract profitable clients? Then use the same case studies to help them, but do it in a slow, methodical, a well-designed process to do that. Don't go into sales mode right off the top. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. It's just gonna scare them.
Exactly. But 90,000 followers, that's a great start. Now you need to have differentiation. Now you need to have, something that says, this is why I'm better than anyone else, without saying that, because you can't say that, right? But you have to have that proof, and it can't come across as bragging.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I would suggest is go back and start creating these case studies. Who were the people you worked with? And how exactly did you help them, and try and keep it to some detail without giving away the farm. Just enough information to create interest, to create, Zoom calls, have people call you. Pretty much the same way I'm doing it on TikTok.
And like case studies, I don't have plenty of them. Would you say like creating some from scratch? Is it like ethical to do that?
Well, there is the culture fake until you make it. I'm not sure that I believe in that, because that can come back and bite you in the ass. Because if you don't sound authentic, you're going to lose people. But there's got to be something there that you helped people. How much interaction did you have with end users when you were working on that job, or were you more a behind the scenes type person?
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, okay. But still behind, okay, let me use a case study with you. I'm working with a young landscaping company two young guys, and if you watch some of my YouTube videos, you'll get a lot more detail about them. They have no experience. They've never started a business before. They're young people. They're actually about your age. They've never started a business before. They just got a government grant, and we're helping them to design the business properly. We're taking a 12-year-old website and repurposing the website to help them to overqualify them. Okay. When you go on my YouTube channel, search overqualification, overqualifying, something like that. Because you need to look to your future potential clients as being overqualified to help them. If you look underqualified, that's a major problem. Overqualification, you're going to get less questions about, why should I hire you? Because if you're overqualified, that's less of a problem. It's still a problem, but less of a problem. So how we overqualified them to start a landscaping business is by designing them as a custom home building business. So if everyone sees on their marketing and branding and differentiation and all the videos and everything we put out there as them being a custom home builder, and then they say, okay, I don't need a custom home. I just need to build a retaining wall. I just need to build, resod my yard, or I need to build a swimming pool, or whatever it is. That is bringing them down to a lower level or overqualifying them for that particular job. And they're starting to get less questions about, are you qualified to do this? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
How that applies to you at this point, I don't know. Okay. I don't know, but we have to figure it out. Because you have to be overqualified to help these people, these landscapers, or whatever niche you choose. Okay. This is our first call. It's only 30 minutes. We haven't really had a chance to really put together a business blueprint for you and all the steps you need to do to start, for people to start hiring you and for you to get to $1 million or $5 million. Okay. But you need to start thinking about creating that business blueprint and along those lines. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Are you committed to doing this?
I have no choice, Sophie, so yeah.
Okay. Because, well, no, you have choices. You have experience in marketing. You can always go back and get another job, right? You had a job before, you can get another job.
This is not really what I'm looking to do, to be honest.
Okay. So what I'm looking for from you is, I forget who the general was who landed on shore and burnt the ships. Okay, I'm looking for you. I'm going to ask you to eventually burn your ships, because if in the back of your mind you say, well, if this doesn't work, then I can always get a job. If that's in your back of your mind, that's you making a decision that you're going to fail, and we cannot have that. You can't afford that.
It's not my mindset at all. I mean, I decided to start the agency, and it's either gonna work, I'm gonna make it work, or there is no plan B, actually.
Okay.
I don't.
All right.
So
I'm glad to hear that. So what I'm going to suggest to you is that you should post this video as part of your vulnerability road or path. Okay. And start creating similar videos, because trust me when I say vulnerability is going to be your best tool. And 2 years from now, you're not going to have that. Does that make sense? Do you trust me at this point?
In what?
Do you trust me to take on my advice, even though it sounds counterintuitive?
I mean, it's not about trusting you, to be honest. It's just that what you're saying makes sense to me.
Or
So
it
even if
does,
I
okay. So if it makes sense, then you're going to do it, correct?
yeah,
Okay. We have 3 minutes left. Do you have any other questions?
if you can send me this Zoom because you recorded it, it's recording, so you can
Yes.
send me
Yes.
email. Are you gonna post this video on your TikTok?
Only if you want me to.
No. I mean, I'm not gonna like if you want to, like, you just let me know. But I'm probably gonna use it afterwards and do like a quick edit, maybe, and post it on my Facebook. I mean, on my TikTok, and I can tag you for sure.
Yeah. You have my
Oh.
permission to post it anywhere you want. So what I would advise you to do, and to give you an example, we hire a lot of social media managers, and you should be hiring people as well, because even though you have 90,000 followers, that is a great start, and I congratulate you for doing that. Most business owners don't start with a huge advantage like that. So you are smart enough to do that, and you are brilliant for doing that. But even though you have 90,000 followers, you need to create a lot of content. You need to post on TikTok 3 to 6 times a day, and use the same content for Facebook groups, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is going to be one of your best vehicles. So use LinkedIn. How many followers do you have on LinkedIn?
Probably 1,500, something like that.
Okay. But content on LinkedIn doesn't work the same way as it does on TikTok. So it's a whole new learning curve. So what I started to say was, we hire a lot of social media managers for our clients. We train them for our clients. And how we train them is we make a promise to them. I tell them, work hard for me for 12 months, 24 months, and I will help you start your own business. That's part of our differentiation. And the reason why they work hard for me is because we really mean that. We have a lot of subcontractors who were employees and now are subcontractor to us, and we help them start their own business. Okay. So you need to do the same thing with your VAs. Okay. That should be a next conversation you and I should have. But schedule another call. Let's continue this conversation. Also, connect with me on Facebook so we can continue this conversation. And I'll share the link with you on Facebook. Or I can send it to you by email because I have your email.
Yeah, before leaving you, when you said, like, when you mentioned like the VA, you paid them during this 12 months period, of course.
Yes, but in the Philippines, the salary in the Philippines is peanuts to what it is in US or Canada or UK, right? For $500 a month, I mean, you get a qualified person with an English degree that has skills. Anywhere else, you're going to pay, $5,000 or $6,000 a month, right? So, quality of life. All right, a pleasure talking to you. Let's talk again soon. Schedule another call, and we'll see you again soon.
Okay, see you. Thank you for your time. See you.
My pleasure. Bye.